Hello there, it's Sarah from Paper Lovely. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to be working with the Simon Says Stamp Special Halloween card kit. So here I'm using the cat that came in the stamp set, and I'm going to stamp that twice using Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink. Next I'm going to color that using some Copic markers, and if you're curious about the exact colors I've used, I will list those in my blog post. Now you'll notice I stamped that cat twice. The reason I did this is because that die cut is extremely close. It cuts almost exactly on the line of the stamped image. So I wanted to give it a practice run before I cut out the one that I colored. Here I'm just going around the edges of my die cut with my Tuxedo Black Memento marker just to fill in the few little edges that had more white than the others. I've used my Lawn Fawn stitch rectangle dies to cut out that blue pad paper, and this measures 3 3/4 by 5 inches. I'm just going to attach that to the top of my card base. And then I decided I wanted to add a little something to sit the cat on. So here I've just trimmed out some black cardstock, and this measures 1 1/4 by 4 1/4. So I'll trim off that excess there. And then I'll go ahead and I'm going to attach the cat using some glue dots. Now you'll notice that the die will cut out the nose of the cat. So what I did was just strategically place a glue dot there, and then I popped the nose in on top of that. Here I'm going to work on stamping the inside of my card. I'm going to use the sentiment, "It's Meowloween." And then I wanted to stamp another image of the cat, and for that I'm using Lawn Fawn Minty Fresh. Here I'm going to attach that panel on the inside of my card, and you'll notice on the front of the card I originally had that sentiment. It was one of the stickers that came in the card kit, Jeepers Creepers. I did eventually change that. I love the sticker, I just didn't think it fit very well with the card. So there you'll see me adding some Spectrum Noir glitter pen just to the cat's hat, and here I decided to go with the Boo sentiment that came in the kit, and I'm stamping that using Hero Arts Unicorn Pigment ink. I then added 2 of those googly eyes to the cat, and I'm just using mini glue dots for that. And that will complete card number 1. On to the second card. There I'm showing you MFT's Square Shaker Window Dynamics. And what I've done here is I've again used my Lawn Fawn Stitch rectangle die to trim out that plaid paper to 3 1/4 by 5 inches. I'm going to use the square die that came in the MFT set, and that also does have a frame that will cut that you can put around the window. I'm just lining that up here, and I'm going to run that through my Big Shot. I also used the included frame die to cut out a black frame to go around the window. Here I'll add a trick or treat sticker. This is from the Pebble set that came in the kit. And then I had originally planned to make this a shaker. There are some shaker inserts you can purchase that will fit perfectly inside that cutout square. And I got all the way finished with the card. I had put some black sequins in there and then realized that you could not see the sentiment behind them. So I ended up tearing that off, and luckily I was able to get it off without ruining my cover page. So the card is a little, banged up on the front, but it's not going to show once I get this plaid paper on top of it. So I'm just going to pop that up with some foam tape. I used quite a bit to make sure that my paper was nice and sturdy since I had to pull it off already. And here I'm just going to center that window over the trick or treat sticker. I used some 1/8 inch score tape on the back of that black frame, and I'm just placing that around the window. And I should mention the card base is made from MFT's Periwinkle cardstock. For the inside of the card, here I'm using my Tim Holtz ruler, and I'm going to go back to that Jeepers Creepers sticker and use that for my sentiment here. Next, I'm again using the Tim Holtz ruler, and I'm going to use a Copic multi-liner to create some webs for some spider stickers to hang off of. And then this third one smeared a little bit as I was taking the ruler away. I think it's probably because I went back and made it a little bit longer. But, I just figured I'll go with it that spider's web is a little more fuzzy. And here I'm going to add in 3 of those spider stickers. And that will complete card number 2. For card number 3, I'm working on a card base made from MFT's Pineapple cardstock, and I used my Lawn Fawn stitched rectangle borders to cut out a frame measuring 3 3/4 by 5 inches. The inside is 2 3/4 by 4 inches. I wanted to try and save some of that paper in the center there. Then I also cut out a black panel measuring 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. I wanted to create a moon at the top of that panel, so I'm using Distress Oxide ink. This is Antique Linen, and I really juiced up that blending tool really well, placed it down, and then gave it a little bit of a twist so I could have some texture to the moon. Here I'm using the stickers from My Mind's Eye. These are puffy stickers. So I'm just adding the house there. Then I'll place one of the bats over the moon. And then I'll add the 3 star stickers, and I moved those around so that I could create a visual triangle. I cut out some craft foam to stick behind that panel, and then I'll pop that up on top of the card base. For the inside of the card, I decided to stamp directly on the card base, and I'm using that Eek sentiment, stamping that with Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink. And then I'll also add that hanging spider. And that will complete card number 3. I do plan to do 10 cards from this kit, but since I'm doing daily videos at the moment and those 10 cards 1 kit videos take forever to upload to YouTube, I thought I'd break them into a few smaller chunks. Additional close-ups of the cards as well as a full list of supplies can be found at my blog post, listed in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a comment or a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.